What if the most feared secret society in human history was never meant to rule the world, control governments, or manipulate humanity, but instead to awaken the human mind? What if the shadows, symbols, and whispers you've heard for years all trace back to a small group of thinkers who believed that ignorance was the greatest prison ever created? Before dismissing this as another conspiracy tale, stay with this story till the end, because the truth behind the Bavarian Illuminati is far deeper, quieter, and more unsettling than the myths built around it. To understand the Bavarian Illuminati, you must first understand the world it was born into. 18th century Europe was a place where power flowed from the top down. Kings ruled by divine right, churches controlled morality and education, and ordinary people were taught not to question, but to obey. Knowledge was filtered, curiosity was dangerous, and independent thinking could label you a heretic or a traitor. In this environment, freedom of thought was not just discouraged, it was feared. In 1776, the same year the American Declaration of Independence was signed, a man named Adam Weishaupt quietly founded a group in Bavaria, a region of present-day Germany. Weishaupt was a professor of law and a deeply educated man who had studied philosophy, religion, and politics. He had witnessed firsthand how institutions used fear and superstition to control society. To him, the real enemy was not religion itself, but blind belief, not authority, but unquestioned authority. His idea was simple, yet revolutionary for its time. Humans could improve society by learning to think for themselves. He believed that reason, education, and critical thinking were the keys to freeing people from mental chains. This belief became the foundation of the Order of the Illuminati, a name derived from the Latin word meaning enlightened. The goal was not domination, but illumination, spreading light where ignorance ruled. However, such ideas could not survive openly. Publicly advocating the separation of church and state or questioning monarchies was enough to destroy a career or a life. Secrecy was not chosen for drama, it was chosen for survival. Members communicated through codes, used symbolic names, and structured the group into ranks. Locations were disguised under ancient city names, and real identities were often hidden. This secrecy later fueled paranoia, but at the time it was a shield against persecution. As the order began to grow, it attracted educated individuals, lawyers, professors, writers, civil servants, and intellectuals who felt suffocated by the rigid systems around them. To expand efficiently, the Illuminati adopted a strategic approach, infiltrating existing Freemason lodges. Freemasonry already functioned as a network of thinkers and reform-minded individuals, making it an ideal environment for recruitment. Contrary to popular belief, this was not about seizing power, but about exchanging ideas and influencing thought from within society's intellectual circles. Despite popular myths, the Bavarian Illuminati never controlled governments, banks, or armies. Their influence was philosophical, not political. They discussed ethics, governance, education, and human rights, concepts that were considered dangerous in authoritarian systems. But danger does not always come from weapons. Sometimes it comes from ideas. As whispers about the group spread, fear began to grow. The Catholic Church viewed the Illuminati as a threat to its spiritual authority. Bavarian rulers feared that educated citizens might stop obeying blindly. Rumors began circulating that the Illuminati aimed to destroy religion, corrupt morality, and overthrow governments. Some internal disagreements within the order made matters worse, leading to leaks of documents that were taken out of context and used as evidence against them. Fear soon turned into action. In the 1780s, the Bavarian government passed laws banning secret societies. Raids were conducted, letters and writings were confiscated, and members were interrogated. These seized documents were published to justify the crackdown, painting the Illuminati as a dangerous and subversive organization. By 1785, the Bavarian Illuminati was officially dissolved. Adam Weishaupt fled Bavaria, stripped of his position and protection. As an organization, the Illuminati was finished. But history does not always end when a group dissolves. Sometimes that is when legends are born. After the Illuminati disappeared, political writers and conspiracy theorists began connecting it to major world events, especially the French Revolution. The chaos, violence, and overthrow of monarchy created a perfect environment for blame. It was easier to believe that a hidden group orchestrated everything than to accept that societal pressure and injustice could explode on their own. Over time, the Illuminati became a convenient villain, an invisible hand behind visible chaos. As centuries passed, the legend grew. The Illuminati transformed from a short-lived Enlightenment society into an all-powerful myth. Symbols like the all-seeing eye, pyramids, and hidden hand gestures were retroactively linked to them. In modern pop culture, celebrities, corporations, banks, and governments are often accused of being part of this ancient order. But historians consistently agree on one thing. There is no credible evidence that the original Bavarian Illuminati survived beyond the 18th century. So why does the Illuminati story refuse to die? The answer lies not in history, but in human psychology. Humans crave order. When the world feels chaotic, unfair, or manipulated, people search for a single hidden cause. A secret society provides a simple explanation for complex systems. It turns confusion into certainty, even if that certainty is fictional. The Illuminati became a symbol of everything people fear about power: secrecy, manipulation, and control. Ironically, the very idea the Illuminati stood for, questioning authority, is the same reason people question official explanations today. In a way, the myth of the Illuminati is a distorted reflection of Enlightenment thinking. The organization failed, but the questions it raised survived. In reality, the Bavarian Illuminati existed for less than a decade. It had no global reach, no armies, and no lasting structure. But its legacy is powerful because it challenges us to ask uncomfortable questions. Who controls knowledge? Who benefits from ignorance? And how much of what we believe is shaped by fear rather than facts? Here's the uncomfortable truth. The real danger was never the Illuminati. The danger was the idea that ordinary people could think independently. That idea threatened kings, churches, and systems built on obedience. And perhaps it still does. Now ask yourself this. If a small group that lived for less than 10 years could create a legend that has survived for centuries, what other truths might be buried beneath the stories we're told every day? If this made you question even one belief you've always accepted, don't stop here. Like, share, and follow for more deep explorations into history, hidden power, and forbidden ideas. Because real awakening doesn't begin with secret symbols. It begins the moment you start questioning everything.